Hello everyone, this is Monstertaming coming at you with another Fates Community newsletter. This time it's from March 10th, 2023. I haven't read it yet, but I've heard this is a chunky one. Single player. We spent some time reviewing and solidifying our personality logic. A major priority for us is to find the right balance between efficiency and complexity. We need to have enough personalities that individual kinfolk feel unique from each other, but it's also important to limit how much extra writing we have to do for kinfolk dialogue. This sprint, we've started implementing a few different methods to allow us create variety without an unreasonable amount of extra work. And I think that sounds great. That compromise will definitely need to be met at some point for us to for the game to stand a chance at getting that deep connection that they want people to have with kinfolk. Alright, one major focus for writing team this sprint has been new dialogue for Soul Flame shouts. When a kinfolk on your team is killed, they call out to you a few times before their flame burns out. What they say can be determined by multiple factors. So far, we've written about 170 unique lines. Some of them really hurt. Buckle up. So yeah, that is literally to the point where every single kinfolk in the entire game could have their own unique line with 170. But I'm pretty sure that's going to be more about personalities rather than kinfolk specifically. Like Auburn and Imbear, who have the same personality type, might say the same thing, possibly. Don't know. This is just the assumption here. The logic that allows a kinfolk to follow behind you once you reach a high enough bond level has been implemented. We also implemented logic for assigning flavors to different foods as we add them in, so a kinfolk's bond can increase while they're given their favorite foods. We also have icon art for many meals and drinks. Here's a sneak peek of a few icons. All of it looks great. I've heard a little bit of speculation that this might possibly be French onion soup and this might be some kind of cider. I'm not sure what this would be, but I love all the food art. The art on like the peach and the rations already in the alpha look amazing, and these look great too. Aquatic kinfolk have a new VFX for when they move on land. We've gone from the old cylinder to more natural looking puddle. Ooh, this sounds interesting. Made sure it looks nice on different kinds of terrain. In general, looks a huge improvement. Standard animations for Puddle Hopper have come a long way this sprint, ranging the rigging, and with the rigging complete for Tidewalker, beginning animations for them as well. Also finished modeling for Razor Wing and nearly finished modeling for an unnamed Gaia type. The unnamed Null type from last time is completed concept art, and we're moving on to the early stages of design of the evolution. From now on, we're going to be using code names for Unreal Kinfolk when we can. Hopefully, it'll make progress easier to follow. We've completed concept art for our new dungeon's exterior. We're currently working on concepts for the interior, which are also nearly complete. It serves as a great introductory dungeon and still has interesting challenging rooms to explore. This will be the first point in the game's main story where we really test the player's mettle. I'm so excited for dungeons. I'm so interested in seeing what they're going to do with them. Now the concept art is complete for the houses in our current town. We've started work on the models. We're trying a new approach where we create materials that will be shared across multiple buildings and then build an actual structure that will use those materials. Here's a concept art we're using for interior and exterior of one of those houses. I really like this. This is a really nice house. I love all the concept art we've seen so far. So let's see if we can pick anything apart here. The outside looks fairly standard. Doesn't look like there's anything we haven't seen before. The inside, I'm not sure. That looks like a mirror. Like I was gonna say maybe a TV, but no, that's a mirror. I'm pretty sure. So we don't actually see a TV anywhere like that. Well, I'm trying to just look for any signs of technology we can to see exactly what we're dealing with. Why nothing here seems to be a dead giveaway that I can immediately suss out. Alright, we're in the process of creating human child models, and since it'll be slightly strange if we only did adult humans in the world, we'll have hairstyles and clothing options that are unique from the adults, and we plan to create them using some of the system from the players we use for character customization. Support has been added that lets us keep track of significant events with your team members. We're now able to define actual locations in the game world to report things like where you caught kinfolk, where it died, etc. Now, we use the names of locations instead of coordinates to describe these events. For example, a location that used to be X2000 Z1000 now something like Amberwood. we've made lots of improvements to the one game object optimization that's been mentioned last time. We're really liking the results. Kinfolk attacks are more responsive and better synchronized than ever. Our new custom test runner is in the works. Like the previous setups where we could only test specific bits of code, this one opens up a connection into running game world and allows testing everything as a whole, integration testing rather than unit testing if you're in the industry. This means that where our old test will limit things like a hypothetical swipes attack would deal 30 damage for a hypothetical target it hypothetically hit. Now the test can actually play the game, spawn kinfolk, and actually have them attack each other just like it would happen during gameplay. That sounds incredibly useful. It makes testing much more robust, comprehensive, and true to game. We're going to be improving this over time and adding more features. In the near future, we plan to add things like teaching it how to check UI elements by emulating a real mouse to make it run automatically every night, generate a report to our QA team, and flesh out its currently small test base. So that's going to improve testing significantly, I would imagine. The logic for our most complex story mission is yet finally complete. Now QA gets simplified versions of all the paths and outcomes, no easy task. This includes aspects such as branching dialogue trees of NPCs and how different kinfolk respond to choices you make. The next step is for this mission is adding models to the scene. We've created an early version of multiple points of interest and a large section of interlock. These points of interest include natural landmarks like waterfalls, ponds, caves, and human-made elements like various buildings and structures. VFX for a new guy type ability and general passive abilities are finished, as well as character-specific VFX for Black Spire. The new guy type ability also has SFX in progress. We finished creating the new combat AI editor tool and currently in the process of porting our current NPC AI to work with data created by it. This tool makes it extremely easy to create unique combat AI, especially for the enemy teams. Also marks a slight move away from the utility AI in favor of hierarchical task networks for our AI combat. HTM problem solves in a way very similar to human rationale. Works through abstractions and alternatives and does so by breaking down complex problems, smaller related problems, till an actionable solution is found. For example, if you were asked how to get downtown from the park, you might say, if it's nice out, I'll walk there, but if it's raining, I take a taxi fare, I take the taxi, and otherwise I'd take the bus. When the HTN, the abstract problem of traveling from one place to another is known as a task, and there are 3 possible solutions which satisfy the problem known as methods. Note that these 3 methods are also quite abstract and that each of them can be broken down into their own task. Multiple possible methods, such as take a bus, being broken down into 2 methods like walk to location X and take bus line 1, or wait at my current location for 10 minutes and take bus line 2. This shows larger problems can continuously be broken down into smaller problems until direct action is possible. Our problem solving in a similar way to human rationale, HTN becomes very straightforward and easy to design AI for our NPCs. Our custom HTN editor tool allows us to easily define which abstract problem an NPC should be trying to solve at any given time and how those problems are broken down into actionable steps. Additionally, for the Summoner Combat AI, where our Summoner's Kinfolk could swap for another teammate at any time, we can make the Summoner's Kinfolk aware of not just his own actions, but the actions his teammates are capable of. By ranking these actions by priority or within utility score, Summoner Kinfolk can automatically swap to appropriate teammate if they have a better solution to the current problem at hand. This allows our Summoner Combat AI to be good at doing combo attacks that require swapping characters. Thanks for stopping by, everyone. We'll see you next time, March 24th. Alright, so that, we just read a lot of words. But those words are very important, and I'm liking what I read because right now the AI kind of seem to more or less follow scripted actions. They might have some very slight nuances in there, but basically they always, at least in the combat arena, do pretty much what you expect them to do. And this is very interesting because now we get to see them act more human-like, and I love the idea where they think, okay, my ally is going to be better at handling the situation than I am, so let me switch out. And then, yeah, there's so much potential there for what the kinfolk could possibly do. But anyways, this has been Monstertaming Bisloba. So finished with the newsletter now. I guess I'll tack this on a little bit at the end. If you haven't seen it already, I made a community news update from my channel a little bit ago that explains in more detail why I'm not making videos as much as I have been. But to sum it up, the Alpha's player base is kind of dried up and there's nobody that can really play, so I'm going to still be covering newsletters like this, and whenever the next alpha update comes out, or whenever maybe we get some new blood or what have you, I will continue making videos as frequently as possible. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to do it daily like I was doing, unless some drastic changes. But yeah, I'm not done, I'm not leaving, and if you have any suggestions for other things you'd like to see me do in the meantime, please leave them in the comments below. But until next time, this is Monstertaming Bisloba signing off. Hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye, God bless, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye bye.